This is the ultimate blueprint that I wish I had when I started lifting, and I'm going to guide you through it step by step, just as I have done for thousands of clients, to get you immediate progress, unlock your dream body, and literally change your life, even if you're yet to pop your workout cherry. I don't like puppy balloons. This blueprint literally covers everything. How to get started so you're not second guessing yourself, how to keep motivated so you never quit, how to eat to see visible results, and then how to train so you can lift up heavier things than your self-esteem on a bad day. And at the end of this video, I'm gonna be giving you a full workout program that literally everybody can do and is guaranteed results. So, first order is get into the gym. This might surprise you, but even after 14 years, I still have days where I struggle with gym anxiety. And I'm telling you this because I want you to know it's completely normal if you're having these feelings and your wrinkled penny is twitching at the thought of going to the gym. And this is how I overcome it to then lift the heaviest weight in the gym, the front door. You should tweet that. Or exit? What is it? I don't know. First, make a plan so simple it sounds stupid for you to fail. I'm going to be giving you a workout plan later, but if even getting to the gym feels like climbing Mount Everest, then start smaller. Just tell yourself you're going to do one exercise or even one set. Hell, I even gave the task of a client to go in and just fill up their water bottle, which sounds stupid, but that's the point. What do you think they did once they'd actually got there? They did the rest of the plan. As I tell everybody, just survive 5. If you can get past 5 minutes, it will be over before you know it. Flashbacks to my wedding night. Once you're there, hop on a treadmill or whatever you want to get some blood flow into your cheeks, all 4 of them, chuck on your favorite music and scope out the gym so then you know where to avoid people. Alright, so that's getting to the gym, but how do you stay motivated to keep going once you start? You see, when you start your fitness journey, your motivation's high and you're all like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna kick my goal square in the dick. But then the weeks carry on and then suddenly you're like, this fucking sucks. Until you get to maybe week 5 or 6 and suddenly you're like, do you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm gonna go paint Warhammer, which, let's be honest, you're not gonna do either. Which is why the process is the goal. Let me paint you a picture. Let's imagine that you're 200 pounds and you wanna lose weight. Now, most people will say, oh yeah, I just need to lose 20 pounds. But the thing is, that is outcome related. What you're saying is, once I hit 20 pounds, I've checked my box and then I can go back to normal after. But what you're really looking to do is become the 180-pound person. Every choice that you make, whether it's hitting the gym or skipping it or cooking a meal or ordering takeout, is either investing or withdrawing from the future you. Now, here's the tricky thing, is that you go to the gym once and then you come back and look in the mirror and nothing changes. But over the weeks and months, that's when the compound interest of all your decisions come together. So how do you make your transformation stick? How do you make this a lifestyle? Well, look at the type of person that you want to become. Think about the person who's achieved the goal that you want to achieve and look at their processes, their daily habits, their daily choices, because even if we ignored the goal completely, like the cracker around the corner shop, and just focus on the processes, they will always lead to the desired outcome. So let's address the first process, nutrition. Let me take you back to a time when I was young, dumb, and full of confidence, and I tried dieting down for my first holiday, where my strategy was to cut out all carbs, junk food, and apparently my will to live. And by the end of it, I looked like a stripper's G-string. I was skinny, sad, and barely holding it together. But that's when I found out about energy balance, and then it all clicked. It was like that scene in The Matrix where Neo sees the code for the first time. Here's how it works. If you want to maintain your weight, then your calories in needs to match your calories out. But if you want to lose weight, then your calories in needs to be less than your calories out. And of course, if you want to gain weight, then your calories in needs to be more than your calories out. The sooner you accept that weight loss or gain is always dictated by how much you eat, the sooner you can unshackle yourself from the pink fluffy handcuffs of the diet industry. And yes, that's a MacBook charger. Budget's a bit tight. Because you've got fad diets which are always claiming to be the solution to all your problems, whether it's through manipulating hormones, eliminating toxins, or insulin in all cap blocks. But when all of these diets are equated for with their calories, none show superiority over another. One study analysed 14 popular diets with different macronutrient compositions like low carb, low fat, and a balance of all of them. And guess what? All of them led to weight loss with no real difference between them. But Josh, how do I work out my calories? Well, this is the fastest and simplest way I use to work out your maintenance calories. That's taking your body weight in pounds, timesing it anywhere between 13 to 14. If you're female or lightly active, go on the lower end. If you're male or more active, go on the higher end. And the only difference between this equation and the most complicated one out there is about 5%. And seeing as you're going to have to adjust them anyway, just get started. But if you failed maths so many times at school that you can't even count, feel free to just use any online calculator to get a starting number, and then for 2 weeks straight, track your scale weight, and if your weight stays the same, then you found your maintenance. Then if you want to lose fat, just drop that number by 20%. If you want to gain muscle, then add an extra 200 to 500 calories. Then use any calorie tracking app like MyFitnessPal or NutriCheck just to get an idea of portion control and cry over how much a bowl of cereal actually is. So we've got the calories in part of the equation, but a lot of people forget about the calories out. I'm going to keep this real simple for you and just say aim for anywhere between 5 to 10,000 steps per day. Now, you're not going to get that every single day, and that's fine. Throughout the week, you'll walk less and then walk more, but as long as you're averaging that, we'll be just fine. So we know all diets work regardless of their macros, but the real magic trick is keeping it simple. For now, just focus on protein. Forget carbs and fats like my dad did Love and Affection, because once calories and protein are equated for, then carbs and fats can be whatever the fuck you want. And the easiest way to work out your protein is simply 1 gram per pound of body weight. But if you're carrying a little extra timber, then that might result in a lot. So if you are a woman with over 35% body fat or a man over 25% body fat, just use your height in centimeters to work out your protein intake. But if you keep missing your protein target like an idiot misses the point, then this is where supplements can help. I was reluctant to put this next one on here because as a beginner you've got far bigger things to be worrying about, but I knew the questions would be coming thick and fast, so here is an evidence-based list of supplements that you can use to help with your gains. Whey protein is a convenient, high quality and tasty way to hit your protein goals, despite what cock waffles online might say, because it's just powdered food. So whether it's post-workout, in between meals, or when you're busy at breakfast, this is a really solid way to get your protein in. Hey, no pun intended, it's a solid way. Next is a white powder, best taken in grams, but it won't have you pitching business ideas to your mate until 2 AM. It's the most researched supplement there is. This is creatine, and I'm not going to bore you with the biochemistry that every gym bro likes to jump the chance at telling you. ATP. Just know it can help you get an extra rep or 2 in the gym. It's not going to make you lose your hair, and it may even help boost your memory. So just take 5 grams a day for the rest of your life. I've not owned a pre-workout in like 8 years, and that's because they're just mainly mega doses of caffeine with a dash of stuff that has your face imitate your nutsack when you use mint shower gel. So just stick to your usual caffeine sources, tea, coffee, or energy drink. I do recommend cutting it off by 3 PM though, as half of it will still be in your system 6 hours later, but then again, I'm not your dad, so do you. All right, now I'm going to take you through my E3 training system, which I just made to make me sound snazzy, and it stands for execution, effort, and efficiency. So let's go to the gym. Fucking finally. I still remember my first time. I was really nervous. There was lots of unfamiliar faces, and honestly, I didn't last very long, but thankfully, my first gym experience was a lot different. Everyone was really welcoming, and no one is judging you. Like, we respect you for coming because we were all in your position once upon a time. So if you're feeling nervous, take a deep breath, say hi to the staff. They'll make you feel more at home, and remember, you are deserving of being here. So let's get after it. The workout that I'm sharing today is the one that I wish I had when I first started because it's simple, it's practical, it's a little vanilla, but vanilla works. You don't always need to have your leg in a bear trap and get bricked in the face to have a good time, you know? And this plan is designed to maximize muscle building. I mean, I say that you can build muscle across all splits, the same way that any book can be a children's book if your kid knows how to fucking read, whether it's full body, half body, or one of the fancier ones. But all programs are based off of 3 principles, which is how hard you train, so how close you're taking sets to failure and causing your face to look like a shitting turtle, how much volume you're training with, so how many sets per muscle group per week, and how often you're training, the training frequency, so how many times you're smashing a muscle per week. We'll explore all of these more in the efficiency phase, but for now, just know that a full body split is the best split for you to be doing if you're a beginner. I'm going to use movement patterns over specific exercises for this program, so that way you can fill in the blanks with whatever exercises you want and you've got access to, whether that's dumbbells, machines, barbells, body weight, or hell, even sausage dogs. As long as you're progressively getting stronger, you'll progress just fine. So here's the full body program that you can do 2 to 3 times per week. Just pick 1 exercise per movement pattern. These are all compound exercises, which means they use multiple muscle groups because, hey, that gives you more bang for your buck. But if you want to know my top 3 favorite exercises for each muscle group, check out the link in the description for my Build Without Bullshit guide, which will go through all of my 3 favorite exercises, plus the science of muscle building for your nerds. First is execution, because as much as you want to get hot and heavy, we've got to practice safe sets. I used to waste 20 to 30 minutes trying to warm up using pre-activation drills on a yoga mat in the corner of the gym with 50 shades of bands, but it's just not necessary. Where you want to spend most of your time is with your warm-up sets, preparing your body with the exercise that you're about to do, bridging the weights up so that you get used to your working set. I recommend anywhere between 2 to 4 warm-up sets, depending if you're feeling stiffer than Jeffrey Dahmer cracking open a cold one. So warm-up set 1 could be about 50% of your working weight for say 6 to 8 reps, and then warm-up set 2 could be about 80% of your working weight for say 4 to 6 reps. Only warm up like this on compound exercises. You don't need to worry about it for like accessory exercises or isolations like bicep curls. When you're later into the workout, you can just get straight into your working sets. Oh, I felt the turtle head on that one. Now most gyms will have a dedicated free weight area, and then the rest of it will be made up of machines. And if you want to know how the machine works, there's usually a Kama Sutra looking sticker which also tells you what muscle groups you're training. But if you're still struggling, then be sure to ask the gym staff for help. Oh, and right at the end of this video, I'll let you know if I think free weights or machines are better. A lot of people worry about if they're using the right form, and I find a really useful tool to help people use muscle and at least potentially reduce their chance of injury is tempo. Tempo basically just describes the speed of each repetition. I'm not going to go into the proper terminology and numbers to confuse you, because honestly it doesn't really matter. And what do you want, big muscles or big words? What I suggest is being explosive on the effort. For example, on a pushing exercise when you push, or a pulling exercise when you pull, and try to get into the habit of blowing out air when you do this. Then on the opposite of the effort, slow things down a bit and breathe in. 3 seconds is a good rule of thumb, as I tell my wife. And for extra brownie points, just pause for a second as you transition from that end of the phase back into the effort. This will just make sure that you're using muscle and not momentum to shift the weight. But there is one type of rep speed that's even more important than tempo, and that leads us into effort. A question I get asked by nearly every newbie is, what weight should I be lifting? And it's a great question, so let's answer it. This is where the RPE scale comes in. It's basically a 1 to 10 scale from piss easy to I think I filled my pants. 10 RPE means there was no reps left, it was absolute max effort. 9 RPE is kind of 1 to 2 reps left in the tank, where most of us want to be. And then anything below 7 RPE, really you're just warming yourself up and tickling yourself. And you can see that as I approach failure, my reps actually slow right down, even though I'm trying as hard as I can to force the weight up and not push out a turtle head. And it's this slowing down by no control of our own that is the main driver for muscle growth. Let's say you're aiming for 8 to 10 reps, you get to 4 reps and you're already shitting yourself. It's obviously too hard and you need to go lighter. If you get to 10 reps and you breeze past it and you could keep going, it's obviously too light and you need to go heavier. So what you're really trying to do is find the weight which makes it challenging within the rep range that you're trying to aim for, but it's doable. Keeping anywhere between going to failure and 2 reps left in the tank. And then to keep building muscle, we need progressive overload, which is to muscle building what a calorie deficit is to losing fat, or what baby oil is to P. Diddy.
Here's how to apply it. To increase weight, let's say week 1 you did 100 kilos for 8 reps. Week 2 you do 105 kilos for 8 reps. Or to increase reps, let's say week 1 you did 100 kilos for 8 reps, then week 2 you do 100 kilos for 10 reps. Simple really. And even small progressions, 1 rep or 1 kilo, is still going to be providing your body with a new stimulus to adapt to, so then you can continue getting bigger and stronger, as long as you're logging it in your own little body dysmorphia memoir. One thing to remember is that you're not going to progress every session, especially as you get stronger and you move out those beginner phases. And there's a number of reasons for that, but despite all that, you should still be striving for progress in your sessions, because if you're stronger today than you were 3, 6, 12 months ago, despite all the week-to-week fluctuations in strength and performance, then you're making progress. And that might feel like forever, but what shouldn't feel like forever is your training sessions themselves, which is why the last part of my E3 system is efficiency. The research shows 10 to 15 hard sets per week per muscle is the sweet spot for muscle growth. Now, you might need more, you might need less. No one is you, thankfully. One of you is enough. But what you want to look for is your minimum effective dose and then build up from there. But the thing is, not all sets are created equal. It's not like 4 sets are given equal 25% stimulation each. Similar to how one of my testicles is bigger than the other 2, the first set is the most stimulating for growth with minimal damage. Well, as long as you're training close to failure, but we've already covered that. Don't skip ahead, oh no. And the second set is also pretty stimulating. And as you add more and more sets, then you start to get to a point of diminishing returns until you get to more than 6 sets, and you're just starting to drive up more muscle damage with less stimulation. Once we're hitting past 8 sets, we're really just leaving ourselves out of the gym for longer because we're sore as shit, and you're best off just saving that for other weekend activities. Now, can some people do more? Sure, but some people can stay underwater for 10 minutes. Even longer if you don't mind them drowning. But for most of us mere mortals, once we get past 4 or 6 sets per muscle per workout, we get diminishing returns with no real benefit, which should be comforting if you've got fuck all time and think, oh, well, if I can't do a little bit, then there's no point in doing anything at all. But if you just to do 1 to 2 sets on a muscle in a workout, it's actually gonna give you most of the stimulation anyway. Something really is better than nothing, and it's not just something cute that coaches say. Now imagine, instead of doing all of those sets in one workout, you're spreading it out across the week, so we're getting maximum stimulation, we're resting, and then we're getting maximum stimulation again. This is what's going to make you grow far faster on a full body workout split than your mates who are doing an arm day. And if we're not training for superiority over our friends, then what are we training for? Seriously, if I could still be doing full body, then I would, but here's why I can't.
The burden of getting stronger is having to unload the weights, but this is why when you're a beginner and say you're squatting 40 kilos, it's not as taxing on the nervous system, but a couple years down the line and now you're double, triple as strong on everything, well now it's a lot harder to recover from, and we need more recovery than stimulus to continue progressing. But that's why I recommend a full body split to beginners, because they can keep stimulating that muscle frequently throughout the week and have more opportunities to grow.
When it comes to rep ranges and building muscle, I used to think that there were specific rep ranges for muscle building, strength, and endurance, and it's more of an umbrella because you can build muscle across all rep ranges, anywhere from 4 to 40 reps. But why waste your time doing 20, 30, or 40 reps when you can achieve the same stimulus in far fewer? That's why I recommend 5 to 8 reps as the most efficient rep range. But that said, that doesn't mean you have to stick to that. You could do 8 to 10, 10 to 12 if you prefer using lighter weights. Just go hard and follow the DiCaprio method of staying under 25. All right, so we've made it to the end and you've listened to my pasty face this long, well done. But you've also armed yourself with the beginner's blueprint, which cost me 20 quid to print off, so subscribe to the channel. But let's have a little quick recap. First and foremost, mindset. Start small, because showing up beats waiting around for motivation. And look, throughout this journey, you're gonna wobble. There's gonna be things that cause you to fall off the wagon. But you need to remember that you are the wagon, and your processes will keep the wagon stable to help you reach your destination. Nutrition, don't overcomplicate it. Just focus on calories and protein. They're the big bollocks. Everything else will fall into place. Keep yourself active during the day and you'll already be miles ahead. And then with training, got my E3 training system that I just teach my clients, but you wanna focus on training hard and smart, and remember that even half a workout is going to beat a skipped one. Oh, and if you want to know which is better for muscle growth, athletic performance and injuries, free weights or machines, click on this video here where I deep dive into it, but it's probably not what you've heard. Now, with that said, go make some gains, and if you've got any questions, drop them in the comments. I'm here to help.